Hello and welcome to the Sports Bench with Greg and friends. Tonight, I'd like to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and their current streak of winning and losing. So let's talk about the games. First of all, the Lakers were on a really long streak. They had won a number of games together, and then they faced the Boston Celtics, and they were in the game with the Boston Celtics all the way to the end until LeBron got his injury, and then basically they were kind of cooked. I don't think they could have won without him, and basically since then they haven't won many games without him. But what this is this video has to do with JJ Redick and his coaching, and is he the Coach of the Year candidate? Well, let's talk about this. First of all, I really like the way that JJ Redick is using his personnel, especially LeBron James. So before the losses, let's talk about all the good things that happened as they were winning. Number one, they were using LeBron James properly. I've been boasting for years, talking about pushing for years that they play LeBron James off ball. JJ Redick has talked about playing LeBron James off ball. Problem is, they didn't have anybody that could be on the ball and be able to dominate like LeBron did, so they kept him basically pushing the ball and being on ball all the time. Now, since they got Luka, it's made a big difference. He is now bringing the ball up the floor. He's their primary ball handler. Austin Reeves can handle the ball, and several other players as well. So this is a good sign. Why is it good? Because LeBron's playing off ball, is because they can use his physical abilities so well. He is a big guy. He might be 40 years old, but he's still over 6'8". He's a muscular structure guy. He's very dominating, especially where they're using him. So they're bringing him off ball. They're putting him on the post. They're putting him low post. They're able to use his physical abilities to be able to get to the rim. And that's where LeBron is at his best, is going to the basket. There's no one better at dominating and going down on a fast break than when you talk about LeBron James and being able to rush down the floor like he does and be able to go right to the basket. So this is wonderful, the way that he's using LeBron James. Other players that they're using well and outside is Gabe Vincent and several other players. Jackson Hayes, for example, being their number one center. He might not be the biggest center as far as physical structure, physical build, but he's fast. He can cover from end to end. He can block and protect the rim. He's a physical presence in there. He can get rebounds. He's great for the lobs, and Luka and LeBron have been using him for that. So he's becoming a number one center, I think. He's going to be the number one center unless somehow in the future, in the offseason, they make a trade and try to get themselves another center. There's something good to say when you're playing small ball, which is what the Lakers are doing now, and being able to use Jackson Hayes as their small ball center because he's fast. Like I said, he can cover a lot of territory. He can get a hand in the face of the shooters that are beyond the arc. He can do a lot of different things. So they're winning largely because their small ball defense is covering everybody. We've seen it. This video is being made after their last Denver game, which they lost last night. And last night, they didn't have anybody. Luka didn't play. They had several other players that didn't play. It was like watching an endgame series of players coming in the floor. But each of them kind of knew their role and did really well. Talk about Dalton Connect. He scored quite a bit last night. He was looking for the shot more. And the Lakers should be, coaching-wise, be looking for him to score because he can shoot the ball from beyond the arc, I think, better than almost all the players on their team, except for maybe Luka. Austin Reeves is somewhere in the lane, but he's not. I don't think he's as good a shot as Dalton Connect is. So let's think about it. Again, JJ Redick is explaining the roles for the players, and he's using them very well and keeping them fresh. Now, one of the ways that you can play great defense is you bring more players into the game because they have more energy, right? This is something you're seeing this year as opposed to last year and the year before with Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel, who was supposedly a defensive coach. Is you have to play a lot of players, and you have to play the right role players to be able to make a defense work, and that's what they're doing. The only thing that I saw that was going on, especially in the Celtic game, the Celtics found a way to dissect the Lakers' defense. And how did they do that? By setting picks and switching off. The Lakers don't necessarily break through picks. What they do is they switch on their man. So when a player comes with the ball and sheds his player off the pick, they got the matchup that they want. You saw it basically in the Celtic game. They were hunting Austin Reeves specifically because defensively he's just not a physical stature guy. He's not that big of a guy. So Jason Tatum, other players, Frank Harford, they put him down there in the post once they got that switch. And they were lobbing the ball into him, and he was shooting and scoring over Austin Reeves because he just doesn't have the height or the muscle. So they were looking for those mismatches, and all teams look for mismatches. The Lakers did the same thing in the game. They looked for a mismatch with other players as well. Pritchard was one guy who was the Lakers were picking on and shedding off screens. So LeBron could go against him, or Luka, or whoever. They could end up being able to score. So teams are looking for mismatches, and they were successful with Boston was successful against the Lakers by dissecting them and by shedding the players and getting the matchups that they wanted. So they got a lot of scoring opportunities out of that. But overall, JJ Redick is trying to basically do what other coaches have not done. And also, you have to remember, JJ Redick has Scott Brooks on his bench, and he's got other coaches on his bench that have been head coaches before. So he's getting a lot of good advice and direction from coaches that have been there, done that in the past. So he's able to make those evaluations, be able to make quality decisions on who he's subbing in the right situation and who to play and not to play. So we're seeing a lot of great things out of JJ Redick as far as how the Lakers have improved their defense and how much better they are playing this year. I mean, they're leading in a lot of categories, defense and other categories as well. I mean, you can tell right now with the losing streak, with LeBron not being in there, we just don't have, the Lakers don't have the offside presence when LeBron is there. When Luka has the ball, of course, he's got great court vision. He's looking for open players, and he can throw that jet pass to anybody on the floor if he needs to. And basically, he's got LeBron working out there someplace off ball. And again, this is a compliment to JJ Redick finally using him that way, and actually LeBron James actually accepting playing off the ball and kind of handing off those duties to Luka. And it's a great team when everybody is together. So right now we're going through a rough patch. We still have Lakers still have a number of games that they have to play, and more than likely they're going to lose a number of more games and go down the rankings a little bit because of that, because of the injuries they have. And that's just normal, okay? The only thing you can do as a coach is just try to put the best players out there to give you a chance of winning the game, and that's what JJ Redick is doing. So, Coach of the Year candidate, absolutely. Coach of the Year, well, we'll have to see. We'll see how far the Lakers get. Hopefully they don't go down the rankings far enough where they get below 6th and they have to do the play-in tournament. That is just the most awful scenario that you could get into, and JJ Redick has actually talked about that we don't want to get down in that situation. So we shall see how things will work out in the next week or two and how many wins the Lakers can pull out. And basically, that's kind of it for my video tonight. Just wanted to talk about those instances with the coach, and I will talk to you on my next video. You have a great night. Again, if you'd like the video, please like, and if you would please subscribe, that would be fantastic. You guys have a good night, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.